What is going on, everybody, and welcome back on into the Jazz Huddle. A little bit of a different look today, a little bit of a different type of video, or whatever you want to call it, podcast. That's really what it is. But we're going to be getting going into all the details here in just a little bit. But I want to welcome you guys back on into the channel. Blake and I, we said we would post a lot during the offseason, and so far we haven't held up to that. But as school got going, and I was just kind of thinking, like, man, again, we didn't really come out with content over the offseason. Like, we've got to be better about that. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm going into my senior year of high school, and I've got a lot of free time on my hands. I've completed most of the classes I need to graduate. I only have 2 core classes this year, so I really have a lot of time on my hands to just really be able to produce content for you guys. So it got me thinking, man, why not before school starts, get up, film a podcast weekly, Monday through Friday, a weekly podcast called Waking Up with Jazz, and that is exactly what you're listening to right now. This is episode 1 of Waking Up with Jazz. We're going to do it weekly. Not weekly. Every single day. Weekday. What do you want to call it? Weekdays. Monday through Friday. I don't know what time I'm going to air this out. I'm going to figure it out after this video, but this is what we're going to do. This is going to be a way to make up for the lack of coverage kind of during the offseason, but we're going to be talking about it all throughout these podcasts. We're going to get Blake on these podcasts, all that good stuff, and then as hopefully this grows and grows, we're able to, get people in on the podcast, stuff like that, but it's going to be a weekly show, Monday through Friday, and that's kind of what you're listening to now. And so I just wanted to quickly introduce that and talk about how excited I am for the Jazz season to begin. Listen, is this Jazz team, who knows what this Jazz team is going to be? Let's start off there. Nobody knows what this Jazz team is going to look like. Nobody. Nobody knows. Not even the closest people to the Jazz know what the heck the Jazz are going to look like. And that goes to show you how much of a crazy offseason it's been. Obviously, Gobert getting traded to Minnesota for unprotected first rounds from Minnesota. You also got Walker Kessler from Minnesota, the young center who got drafted by Minnesota, or Minnesota acquired his rights. I can't remember who Minnesota acquired his rights from. It was something like that, but he's on our team. So it was really like 5 first-round draft picks and Patrick Beverley, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, we got tons and tons of guys. Jazz absolutely fleeced them on that trade. Then you really saw a lot of other guys sign elsewhere. A key one for me personally, Trent Forrest signing somewhere else. That really hurt. I really think that he was going to be a key part of this team in the future. A young, solid point guard, in my opinion. If you guys know me from all the live streams and stuff like that, you guys know how much I love Trent Forrest as a player. Just his hustle, his attitude towards the game. Every time, giving it 110%. And if you watched Jazz games last year, you didn't always get 110%. You didn't always get 110%. I mean, I could go on and on about the effort or the lack of effort from the Jazz team last year. It was so apparent. But it's going to be a whole new team this year. Because not only is Gobert gone, which takes away so much of what the Jazz relied on last season, and now will give such a different look on defense, who knows what's going to happen with Donovan Mitchell? Who knows? Nobody knows. I read a report today that the Lakers were in on him now, that the Wizards, obviously the Knicks, who I believe if we're going to trade Donovan Mitchell, needs to be the destination. Not Western Conference. Get him out of the West. Send him over to the Eastern Conference. I don't want him competing three to four times a year against us. Absolutely not. I don't want him joining the Lakers. I saw the report that the Lakers were interested in this guy. Absolutely not. I don't care what they send us. I'm not sending him to a Western Conference foe. The Knicks have the best offer. And I think that's really what I want to highlight today in this first episode is Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, 25 years old, about to turn 26 on September 7th, really is about to enter his prime, in my opinion. If he might have already started to enter his prime, but 26, 27, 28, and 29 are really those core prime years. Some start a little earlier, some start a little later. I really believe that Donovan Mitchell is kind of in that time frame right now, just about to entering his prime, if not have already just started it. So you can get a lot for Donovan Mitchell. And there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of teams that want Donovan Mitchell. In particular, I think we all know who the number one team that wants Donovan Mitchell is, and that's the New York Knicks. The Knicks have a lot of draft picks to give up. The Knicks have a lot of good young players to give up. The Lakers, who are the Lakers going to send us? Who? Taylor Horton Tucker? Come on. Who else? I don't want none of your 2027 first-round draft picks. I want the Knicks 2027 first-round draft picks. That'll be a top 10 if you get it unprotected. The Knicks will find a way to mess it up. The Lakers, they in a big market team with Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, they'll figure that out, in my opinion. We're just in those first rounds, they won't be as valuable. Those young players that we get in return are not going to be as valuable. You've got the Cavs. They've got a solid young core. Apparently, the Cavs are trying to get on Donovan Mitchell. You've got the Hornets. I don't really think that's a good destination. I don't think we could get much back out of the Hornets, or much back that I would like personally. But I'm over here, and I'm reading some of these trades that the Knicks are, propose giving. One, right now, the offers are way too low. But some of the hypothetical ones that they are extremely enticing. And I'm not going to go out and say that I want to go and trade Donovan Mitchell, because I think that's the farthest thing from the truth. I'm not saying I want to trade Donovan Mitchell. However, I've been saying this since the Gobert trade, even before the Gobert trade. If the price is right, do it. Especially now after the Gobert trade. What is the direction of this team right now? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Mike Conley. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Bojan Bogdanovic. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Jordan Clarkson. I think Jordan Clarkson actually is our most secure player out of those three. But Mike Conley and Bojan Bogdanovic are just throw up in the air, coin flip, guess it. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen with them? You guys know I want Conley gone. Bojan, it depends. What are you going to get for him? But everything's got to unfold here in the next 2 months. Season again opens October 19th against the Nuggets, I think it is. But back to those Knicks offers. Man, Quentin Grimes, he's solid. He is solid. You added a lot of young players from the Timberwolves in that trade with Gobert. A lot of draft picks too. Right now, I think the Jazz have 3 first-round draft picks. We have the Nets 2023 first-round draft pick, unprotected. We have our own 2023 first-round draft pick. And then who else do we have? Minnesota. So that's 3 already. So just keep that in mind as we talk about this Donovan Mitchell trade. Right now, the Utah Jazz have 3 first-round draft picks in this year's draft. So let's just keep that in the back of your mind as I'm talking about these potential offers. Knicks. They've got Quentin Grimes to throw out there. Obi Toppin and RJ Barrett. Those are the top 3. Let's talk about those. RJ Barrett is so underrated. So underrated. So underrated. I would love to start a rebuild with RJ Barrett on my team. I think he's got a lot of great potential. I think he can be a very solid young point guard. It also gives you the flexibility to get Mike Conley out of there. I really like RJ Barrett. He's young, athletic, a playmaker. RJ Barrett is an absolute yes from me. Quentin Grimes, very good, young player, rookie last year, absolutely shined in his rookie year. You got Obi Toppin as well, a freak athlete, will go up and make plays. You've got Emmanuel Quickley too. They're not talking about him a lot. I don't think we'll get him in a trade. However, Emmanuel Quickley, oh man. Emmanuel Quickley, you add him to the picture. And the players aren't even the most important part for me. The players aren't even. Listen, here's what I'm personally content with. I want one of RJ Barrett and Quentin Grimes. I want one of them. And then I want Obi Toppin. I want Obi Toppin in every single Knicks deal. Obi Toppin, for me, I'll talk about how much I love Obi Toppin in another video, another podcast. But I want one of RJ Barrett or Quentin Grimes in any deal. Any deal. Along with Obi Toppin. But it's got to be one of RJ Barrett and Quentin Grimes. But what I'm really looking at is those unprotected first round picks. Think about it. I want you to think about it. Remember what I said, keep in the back of your mind, we've got 3 first rounders next year. Now we have 3. Maybe I'm wrong. I think we own our 2023, but it might be the Grizzlies. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we have 3. So let's just say that I'm right and we got 3 first-round draft picks. Let's say the deal is, hypothetically, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and 4 unprotected. Not saying that that's necessarily a deal, but let's just, that I would accept, whatever, doesn't matter. Let's just say that's a deal, and the Jazz accept. Those 4 unprotected first rounds come in 2025, 2027, or however you want to put them in whatever years the other 2 are. I really actually don't care about those 2 unprotected in the point I'm trying to make right now. So you can add RJ Barrett, and you add Obi Toppin. All right, so you've got those 2 guys to an already somewhat solid developing young team. I was looking at our roster ages the other day. We got a lot of young guys on the team after that Gobert trade. We were one of the oldest teams last year. Right now, we're trending in that building the youth. So you add 2 more young guys. Younger guys. But here's the best part. Here's the best part for me about what the Knicks can offer. The Knicks have the Washington Wizards first round draft pick next season. Unprotected. Keyword. Unprotected. Not protected. Unprotected. So, let's say you get those 2. You get the Knicks 2023 unprotected first round. You get the Wizards that the Knicks own 2023 unprotected first round. So, add it up. Remember, I said 3. Now we got 5. Now we got 5. 5 first-round draft picks in next year's draft. That's better than anything OKC ever did. Did you see OKC with 5 in one draft? I surely didn't. Now listen. With the whole Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons all staying together, staying put. Now, the East is kind of colliding, right? So the Knicks get Donovan Mitchell. I'll put him at a play-in team. Especially losing RJ or Obi Toppin, Quint Grimes, Obi Toppin. Whatever order, whatever players you want to take away from them. With that East, I got Milwaukee, Philly, Brooklyn, Miami, Boston. Did I even say them? Chicago, Atlanta. I got all those. I got those 6 in the top 6. So the Knicks are in a play-in spot. I don't think the Knicks make the playoffs. The Raptors are going to outdo them. The Cavs are going to outdo them. Even with Donovan, I got the Knicks missing the playoffs. So there's one. There's one in the lottery. I don't mean to Debbie Downer our season, but if we trade Donovan Mitchell, let's be real, we're ending up in the lottery. All right, that's now 2 lotteries. The Wizards? You're going to try and tell me the Wizards are going to make the playoffs? Get out! No! Wizards aren't doing jack! No, the Wizards always, the biggest pretenders ever. Bradley Beal, it never works out. Someone's always injured. No, Wizards, lottery, 3 lottery picks next year. Not 3 first-round draft, not 5 first-round draft. Not only is it 5 first-round draft picks, it's 3 lottery picks. 3 lottery, that's 3 inside the top 14 draft picks. That's insane. After that, you've got the Nets and you got the Timberwolves first round. Are y'all starting to sense what I'm sensing? If we're able to get these 2 first rounders, just those 2 in particular from the New York Knicks, for Donovan Mitchell, if you're going to do this Donovan Mitchell trade, again, not saying I'm endorsing one. I'm talking about if we trade Donovan Mitchell and you get those 2 unprotected first rounds, you are setting yourself up so golden. You are setting yourself up so golden for the future. I get excited talking about RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Jared Vanderbilt. And in a podcast, we're going to talk about how much of a good defender Jared Vanderbilt is. Walker Kessler, we'll see what he's able to do. You still got Jordan Clarkson. And then 5 first-round draft picks? 5? 3 lottery? Don't forget, we still have 2 more additional coming in from the Knicks. You still have the other 3. You still have the other 3 from the Timberwolves in years prior or in years to come. Think about all the assets this team has right now. There's that Victor Wamabaga, whatever his name is, in next year's draft. The one from France. Right? Everyone's talking about him. Everybody wants him. I want him. Think about it. All right, so let's say Jazz finished 12th in the Western Conference. Don't get the first pick, in the lottery. We're more at pick 7. That Knicks pick, let's say, goes to 10th. And we'll, for sake, say the Wizards goes to 12th. If you really wanted to, you could trade all 3 for Victor. I'm not saying to, but I'm saying, look at how much flexibility you have to get the assets that you want, to build the team that you want. Listen, trading Donovan Mitchell would send this team into a complete rebuild. It would. But with the assets you can get for it, with the potential, it might just be worth it. It might. It might just be worth it. For as much as it would suck, I met Donovan Mitchell at a Miami Heat game, and if you told that 13, 12-year-old boy that in 5 years he was going to be traded, man, he would break down. He would have broke down, crying, whatever. And I'm not even going to lie, I will shed a few tears when Donovan Mitchell goes. I am a crybaby. If you guys know me from the live streams, when we lost to the Clippers in Game 6, man, there was puddles of tears after we lost that game. Puddles. You would have to take a bucket, you had to pick that up, and you would have been scooping for a long time getting all the puddles out, man. Needless to say, I'm a crybaby, and I will cry if Donovan Mitchell gets traded. I love Donovan Mitchell. Do not get me wrong. But if I'm looking at this team and I'm looking at our current roster, are we going to win anything with this roster right now? Right, for the last 3-4 years, it's been the same damn thing. The same damn thing. It's been first round exit, second round exit, first round exit, in no particular order. I'm just throwing out what the last 5 years have been. Two second round exits against the Rockets in 2018 or 2019, 2018. And then, was it 2018? It was 2018. Yes. No. It was 2017. It was 2017. We beat the Thunder in 2017. So, 2 second-round exits in 2017 and in 2021. And then 3 first-round exits. It's been the same bullcrap. And you look at that roster, I'm thinking playing. You get the 9 seed, maybe win a playing game. Maybe, just maybe squeak in the playoffs. First-round exit again. Come on. Don't lie to yourself. I love the Jazz. I love the Jazz so much. I got a YouTube channel about it, whatever you want to call it. I love this team, but I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't want to rather enter a rebuild than watch my team get absolutely demolished in the first round again and get completely embarrassed. I'd rather restart, refresh this team, have a new sense of hope. Not now, yes. Or are these next couple seasons going to suck? Watching us win 20, 30, 40 games? Yes, they are. This organization, the history of this team is accustomed to winning basketball. It's a winning basketball organization. Even though we don't have the titles or the Western Conference Finals trophies or the Western Conference Finals appearances to show for it, this team makes the playoffs more times than not. We made the playoffs the last 6 years. Before that, we made the playoffs 25 out of 30 years. This is a winning basketball organization, but I'd be lying if I said I wanted to watch this team lose in the first round one more time. I'm sick of it. And maybe trading Donovan Mitchell is the answer. But there's also other ways to go about a rebuild. You gotta look at Mike Conley. You gotta look at Bogdanovich, Jordan Clarkson. Maybe trade some of those guys, get assets. Or maybe with the 5 first-round draft picks you got from Minnesota, maybe go out and you possibly reload and get a player from somebody, right? There's so much that can happen. And we're going to break it all down for you every single weekday, Monday through Friday, here on Waking Up with Jazz. Let's pick a time. I'm on the Eastern Coast, so I'm going to go 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, maybe 8:30. I don't know, because I feel like the majority of our viewers are in Mountain Time. So comment down below what time you want it to premiere. It's going to be premiere because I'm going to film it before I go to school at around 5 in the morning. Tonight, I am doing it at 10:15 at night. But most times, I'm going to wake up and film this podcast. So let me know what time you want me to post the podcast, stuff like that. This Mike, you guys know it gives me trouble sometimes if you're here for the live streams, but don't worry. We're getting a connector for it. It's going to hang right there. Sound quality is going to be a lot better. Yada, yada, yada. But comment down below what time you want this to premiere, whatever. This is a shorter one. I think this was like 20, 25 minutes. Most mornings, I think we'll go for about 30, 35, 45 minutes, especially when, Blake's on or we have a guest on the podcast. Things will go longer. But this was kind of just an introduction of a podcast, and kind of just wanted to get off my chest what I've wanted to get off my chest just about this offseason in general. I'm very confused about what this team is doing, what the direction of this team, or what direction this team is going in, but we've got to find out here in under 2 months, because the season starts in under 2 months. But if something's going to happen with Donvoan Mitchell, it's going to happen here in these next 2 weeks. So make sure, if you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss Waking Up with Jazz. We'll be back tomorrow for episode 2. Do I know what I'm going to talk about? Absolutely not, but I'm going to figure it out, and we'll have like a weekly schedule. So then at the end of each podcast, you'll know what we're bringing up tomorrow, or maybe it'll be a surprise. Who knows? But that is what is happening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow morning for episode 2 of Waking Up with Jazz.